Okay, the next thing we're going to do on the Proton pack here, the Spirit full-size pack, is upgrade these tiny little 4mm tubes to larger tubes. On most full-size packs that people build, they have the thicker, like the 1/4 inch or 6mm tubes, and that's in the kit that I bought from a person in Etsy did include these larger ones as well. So we're going to want to do that, and then what we're going to need to probably do here, just looking at, because this is so big, is we are going to need to probably remove these molded strain reliefs and drill 1/4 inch holes in here, and then probably either keep these molded strain reliefs and drill into here with 1/4 inch, or cut off here and just drill 1/4 inch holes in there. And then the strain reliefs on this generation of Proton pack was just the split loom. So really you would just take the split loom and slip it over the thing or the tube and then glue that in. So let's go ahead and really, to kind of figure out what we got to do, we have to remove things. So the first thing we're going to need to do is remove this piece here. So let's just flip the Proton pack over and see what we're working with. We already have the back off of this, so if you haven't taken the back off on your pack yet, you're going to need to do that for a lot of these mods. And what we have to do is zoom in here and take a look, and you can see that looks like there's some hot glue here. That's a telltale sign of that's what's holding things on. So what I like to do is just grab my needle nose pliers, and I just pull the hot glue off. This is why hot glue is not the most secure. It kind of just pops off when you give it a little bit of force. So let's take these pliers and I just peel back the glue. And the idea is that I'm pulling enough of this glue off that I can remove this piece in whatever kind of way that it's retained, which it looks like it is just retained with these kind of push over and down type of connectors. So what I'm going to use is just a little baby flathead screwdriver and get in here and just kind of pry forward to release that. There we go. Kind of push over and down. I'm going to do the same on the other side. There we go. And on the top, there we are. Okay, I heard it. Looks like it's letting go. Okay. And we can kind of grab it now if we can kind of see here. This is hidden by this strap. Let's take a little closer look. Sorry, wonky camera work there. But the strap is not held on by that piece. But, so it looks like we're still going to have to just kind of work in there a little bit more to release that. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of floating me a little bit. Oh, there we go. The pull pretty good. But you can see on the back that it's just those 4 clips that hold that in. Okay, so unfortunately, I was hoping that we would be able to just remove these and drill. But I think, unfortunately, we are going to have to probably destroy these and cut. So, and because I have to cut the other side anyways, it doesn't really mean, I was going to say I could maybe make a 3D printed part here, which would be a little bit nicer, but I'm just thinking, honestly, just cutting these off is probably the way to go, unless I can somehow maybe fit this tubing in here. But if you look, this tube is almost the same diameter as these strain reliefs. So yeah, these are just gonna have to cut off, and then we can just drill new holes. So let's see. Yeah, that cutter is not gonna work. I'm gonna actually have to employ some real tools. All right, so I will get some tools and cut that off, and we'll be back next. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these off of this here. So we'll just clip these. just like that. So now we have the original piece here with the wires, and then this we can take to our bench and lop these two pieces off and drill holes. And then now we can also drill out these pieces as well. But to get to that, we are going to have to take this piece off. And that is done with these two screws here.
And there's two more screws on the side that hold it on.
Okay. All right. All right, now that we've got this piece off the side here, we need to get these holes drilled out. So we're going to start first with a 5/32. And we're just going to clean up all these existing tubes by just drilling them out, which means you have to have your bit in tight enough, right? So you want to drill on in and then back it out, and then all that PVC residue should just come right out. And we'll do the same with the blue one. You kind of feel it stop, you know, it'll stop and then you'll start biting into actual plastic, and that means you've gone far enough. You don't need to go all the way through. I mean, you can if you want to, but there's really no point, because once these are in there, it'll be good. So, okay, next bit, we move up to a 1/4 inch because that's the size we want. And now that those tubing remnants are gone, that should give us a much more stable area to drill. Let's make sure we're kind of centered. And let's just be careful here. Again, my chuck's not tight enough. This drill is kind of grabbing and wanting to go in. Just kick the speed up a little bit more. Okay, so done a little bit of drilling and made a mess out of this. So I'm going to clip this off. Okay, let's get back in there. Okay, nope, there's more of that blue plastic came out. So now we should have a nice, pretty clean hole there. And 1/4 inch. So in theory, this tube should fit. And it's really snug. I mean, it goes in, but it is hard to get in there, which, you know, I don't know if that's a bad thing. So, see, that looks a heck of a lot better. Really kind of fills that up better. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm not going to try and ream that out anymore because I don't want to break any of the plastic off, and I also want that in there really well. So let's clean off this bit. Let's do the next. Again, be careful. Okay. This plastic's almost kind of like a bit flexible, almost a little rubbery. Not really, but it's not brittle, so it's not going to crack on you. But now we have this other piece off, and we can check that our hose, that just fits, that one fits in really nice. And actually on that side I did go all the way through. Like if you look all the way in the back, you can see it kind of. Well, let's get some light in there. Some light from the drill. You can't really see it. It's a really tough thing to see, but yeah, it does go through, so that's good. So now we've got these two pieces drilled out, ready to rock, and we could probably file these up if we want to kind of you know, clean them up a little bit so they look a little prettier. So I'll do that. But now I'm going to take this down to my bench. I'm not going to show this part, but I'm just going to Dremel these off, just zip, and then drill some holes in here. Okay, I actually am going to go ahead and show you guys this dremeling this off. So I'm just going to set this in my bench vise, just so it kind of clears. Well, that's going to be a tough one because of the way that this bites. So we've got to be kind of careful. We are not going to have much room for error. So we're going to just bite that right on the edge. Okay, so now we got our cutoff wheel. Let's get to it. Wear your safety glasses. This one. And these two. You can see these are nice and chopped off and melty. Yummy. Okay, let's see how much damage we did to this piece. Really not too terrible. Got a little close there. So I am going to just clean that up with a file. Just adds to the wear, right? Okay, so it's kind of cleaned up. We can hit that with a sanding block too if we want to really just kind of give this a little bit more. Kind of just get that cleaned up a little bit more. Okay, so now we have that done. Let's go ahead and drill in our 1/4 inch holes. Oh no. Well, I did what I didn't want to do. I cracked it. So this is a video now of what you don't do. I'm gonna do the other side. Yeah, that did not turn out like I wanted it to do. And I got the other side done. All right, so now you can see I've got 2 holes here, and unfortunately I did crack that plastic, but luckily I should be able to glue that back together with some super glue, and then I think the strain relief honestly is going to hide most of that. So let's get back up and do that next part. And finishing up our tubing upgrade, now that we have our plastic piece drilled out and repaired barely, and these pieces drilled out and cleaned up, we're going to do our tubing. So the blue tube was on the bottom and the red tube was on the top, so we'll stay with that. We'll make sure that the lettering is towards the inside, but we'll just take some super glue here and quickly put it around the end, and then we'll insert into the bottom fixture here. And this is going to take, I'm going to be right in the camera way here. Push that in as far as I can get it in there. Okay, and that's in there probably a good 1/2 inch. All right, perfect. So now the next thing we want to do is just kind of roughly figure out where we need to be here. We want this to kind of stand up a little bit and go almost to the second peg here. So I think that's probably a pretty good amount right there. So we'll just clip this tube off right like this. Okay, we got that done. Well, let's go ahead and do the red tube as well. Same story. So we'll just take our end of it, just put some super glue all the way around, just so this has a good place to grip. And I'm going to put a little bit more towards the strain relief end. Make sure that the wording is on the back so we don't see that. And this one goes in a little bit farther. That's fine. And we'll do the same thing, just kind of line it up there. And then we will do the same deal. Just kind of come out to that same point. Clip. All right. Now you can see we've got two tubes. These are nice thick tubes here. So now we'll take this piece here and we will slip the tubes on through. And you can kind of see that just pops in there like that. Now, you could put the strain relief pieces on first if you wanted to, but this is split loom. This is 1/4 inch split loom, so it will just pop over that. So I'm just going to start with it like this. I'm kind of adjust this so it fits perfectly, because this is going to pop in, but I don't want to pop it in yet, because I do want this to kind of pull these out just a little bit, just to get a little bit more deflection on that. There we go, perfect. So I like the way that looks. So now I like the way that looks, I am going to go ahead and just blotch some hot glue onto this thing. Get our hot glue gun all good and gooey. Okay, that should hold that in place. Alright, let's tilt it back into place. And while the glue is still setting up, let's punch this back into the body of the proton pack. And this might take a little bit of convincing. Okay. And a little bit of hot glue that kind of squirted out there. Now that glue is still setting up, you can kind of tug on these and give these a nice, kind of how you want it. And I think that that looks really good, just like that. So now we give it our strain relief, which you'll just want to cut that, I don't know, maybe an inch or so. Looks like this is, let's get a measurement here. Yeah, it's almost an inch. So we'll do the same here. And we'll cut this on my table here. Almost 1 inch. So yeah, these two pieces. And then again, it's split loom, so you should just be able to kind of peel this up. Stick that over the tube. Just like that. And then we can use some hot glue to affix these in place when we're happy with how that looks. let's do the second one, the red piece. And that looks really good. So we will just tack those in place with some hot glue, and I think that's good. You know, so again, that's a nice quick upgrade to make the wires look a little beefier on the Proton pack here. But thanks for watching.